Welcome, everybody. Tuesday night. Of course, you know what that means. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Outlawed Live with Ron Stone. And, of course, Mike Idle from Bevier, Missouri. Mike, how are you this evening?
We're doing excellent, Ron. Are we ready to rock and roll? It's down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, the big 3 days
Yep.
left, buddy. Can you
Yep.
believe it? It
This
just
is one
seems
of
like,
those that feels like if we're not ready by now, it feels like everything's loaded up and we're just going to figure out what we forgot along the way.
yeah, it seems like just a couple of weeks ago when we were saying, 30 some weeks, or 40 some weeks. Here we are, 3 days away from the season kickoff to the 2024 Outlaw season. The Case IH Thunder in the Dirt Outlaw. Geez, did I get it wrong, Mike? I'm trying to multitask here.
That sounds good so far. National
Case IH. Yeah. Outlaw Thunder in the Dirt pulling series. I'm trying to find the graphic here. That's what I'm doing. Here we go. And we're going to post that up there. There you go. There is the full schedule. Of course, that does not have class breakdowns. 40 classes. I saw something the other day, or 40 events. I saw something the other day about 39 events. There's actually 40 events on the season. And that's not actual days or sessions. That's 40 events in total. I think there's 52 sessions if you count it that way. Say 40 events, it'd be 41, 42, 3, 4, 5, 46, 47. Yeah, 40 events and close to 50 sessions there, Mike. I would do the math later. I know there's 40 events. So.
Yeah, I did. There's like 6 stops where we have 6 different locations where we have 2 to 3 session stops. So, we've got all these on here. And then it's really nice because we book in the season. We start at Ravenna, which was one of our 2 session shows. And then we finish in Lufkin, which is also a 2-session show. I think there's 6 places along the way where we're going to be there for more than one hook. And then several dates where we're pulling at 2 places at once. So if you're looking for pulling, we've got it for you this summer.
Yeah, it looks like there's, if my math is correct here, and I'm not taking my shoes off or anything, but I'm just thinking this in my head, I think we've got 48 sessions here. White-Right, let's see, Ravenna starts off this weekend with a 2-session event. White-Right towards the end of the month is a 2-session event. Rock Valley is a 3-session event. Okay, that'd be 49. I didn't figure that 3rd session in there.
Yep.
We go over, then we get to
De Leon. I forgot to count De Leon. There might be 7 on here.
Yeah, Washington, Missouri. That's another one. So 50. That should say the 9th and 10th there on Washington, Missouri, Mike.
Yeah.
So that is a mistake on my part. I made this graphic up. So yeah, 40 events, 50 sessions. So De Leon and Washington are both 2-session events. The Iowa State Fair is 2-session. Wisner is 3-session, and Lufkin, Texas is 2. So yeah, I had it right. 40 and 50 sessions. 40 events, 50 sessions. And I will correct that graphic, by the way. So it's funny how you find mistakes sometimes. You can proofread, and you find a mistake once you
every article that I push out every Monday morning, I'll go through it 3 times, and it's the minute you hit submit, you'll see there's no apostrophe there or something. So like I said, load the trailer and we'll figure out what we forgot once we get there.
So some big news kind of popping this morning. I thought I had the exclusive on this last night when he sent me a message and said, you want to put this on your show for tomorrow. And of course, first thing this morning, it's all over the social media pages. So that would be.
Yep. I assumed that's where we were going with that. And this one broke the internet for today, and people are fired up as they well should be. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah, twin T55 turbines on the Thermal Thunder. This is pretty crazy because, I think Fred, Fred is the patriarch here in the Petch family, Petch Pulling family. And, Fred, when I talked to him a month ago, it's not going to be done. Much to do. And then talking to Kyle. Yeah, probably not. And then this morning or last night, he calls me or messages me and sends me a bunch of pictures of the tractor. And I'm like, this is cool. This is really, and they're going to make Ravenna with the tractor. So maiden voyage on the twin turbine tractor this weekend. So should be really cool. And pullers, we appreciate it when you send us these photos. We don't have to get the spy photos out there.
Yeah, so we can ground our drones for a little bit and give our outside correspondents the afternoon off.
Right, right. Now some like to make it a surprise, but some are open to showing us what they've got going on. Of course, the pullers or the fans love to get their eyes on some of this new pulling tractor candy, eye candy, you know what I mean? They want to see it, and I'm the same way. So, if you have something new out there, drop us a pic. If something is completely changed in your vehicle or you've improved it in some way that's obvious, send us a pic, man. We'd love to post it up.
Yeah, that's
otherwise
opening weekend. It's all about, everyone wants to see who's going to win, but sometimes we come out opening weekend just to see what new wraps, new iron, new drivers, and new faces do we have out there, and what changes have been made. So that's like 80% of the fun right there.
Yeah, and otherwise, our shady undercover staff will be lurking around your garage trying to get some pictures. So.
Our outside correspondents, some of those with those BMPT logos might be slinking around, and you might have to kick them out. So,
I've been posting these pictures up, throughout the last, several weeks here, Mike. The Organics Midwest Summer Sweep. Great sponsor, Organics Midwest, has put up $50,000 towards this sweep. 11 classes. The only thing different about this sweep from last year is not all the schedules are the same. In fact, only 2 of the classes have identical schedules. That's mod tractors and a super mod 2-wheel drive. So here's one we haven't seen yet. Just getting ready to post this one up. The modified tractors, the last class to announce the schedule for the sweep. Officially, first pull for that class will be Rock Valley, Iowa. 2-session event, then on to Warrensburg, Missouri. Wayne, Nebraska, the Iowa State Fair, then Wisner, Nebraska, then that sweep will end in Unionville, Missouri. Another one that I posted up earlier, actually I think towards the end, or around the weekend sometime, I posted this up, was the modified 2-wheel drives. Now some folks got this confused with the super modified 2-wheel drive. This is the naturally aspirated class. As you can see, that schedule is completely different. It starts off in Norfolk, Nebraska, which is next Friday night. Manila, Iowa, Concord, Nebraska, Pawnee City, Gibbon, and West Point, all in Nebraska, for that modified 2-wheel drive sweep. And speaking of that, I know the pull at hand right now is, of course, Ravenna, Nebraska, kicking it off this weekend. We're going to look forward to next week. Norfolk, Nebraska, right here, June 14th at 7 p.m. at the Off-Road Speedway. 16 years old and over is $20. 15 and under is 10. Pit passes are $20. 6 great outlaw classes, 32 super field, light mods, the super farms, light limited pros, the modified 2-wheel drive trucks. Of course, they're competing in their first event of the season in that organic sweep. And the limited pro stock going to the Off-Road Speedway for the Rumble at the Ranch next Friday, June the 14th. Of course, that will be followed by the event in Arlington, Nebraska on Saturday night. And as you've seen, we were having some trouble getting that poster downloaded for some reason.
Yep.
When I opened that up, it was open a lot of subfolders and they didn't make sense. So I didn't want to open it.
Well, that's those outside correspondents again, getting some of those. They send us so much. You guys, it's all that spy footage we have in your shops and what. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to. That's the last thing we need is pullers thinking that we're spying on what they're doing in the shop. So
but here's what's going on this weekend. Ravenna, Nebraska. They're at Anavar Park, June 7th and 8th. Both nights starts at 7 p.m. in Anavar Park. 11 classes, super modified 2-wheel drive trucks, diesel super stock tractors, light limited pros, this is the mistake on this flyer. That's actually limited pro stock, not light pros. The light pros aren't in Ravenna. The limited pros are. 4 ones. Light super stocks, light super stock ag, the 74 mods, pro stock 4x4s, the 10,000-pound pro stocks, super farms, and the light limited modifieds there in Ravenna, starting in 3 days. Exactly. We'll be 13 minutes in, Mike.
So we're 72 hours away. We'll be there. You and I will be there live in person in 2 days. By this point in 2 days, we'll be debriefing and double checking everything. And just not only from an announcer, promoter, our inside perspective, but just from a fan's perspective, Ravenna's got a stacked show. I mean, that's 11 really good classes. So I always encourage people, good pulls are worth driving to. If you can find yourself to Ravenna, I mean, this is one where I know back when I was, just a fan, it would have been one that I was making the trip to. It's going to be an awesome weekend.
Yeah, and so far, Marty hasn't checked. Maybe Marty has. We better check who's checked in here. Marty's been giving us a weather report since like 3 months out. He's been checking the Farmer's Almanac, and we'll find out what that forecast is for Ravenna here.
It's been looking perfect. 81 is a high and 59 is a low. That's one of those where you're going to see literally that moisture's going to come up right when the sun sets. The alcohol breathers are going to start just absolutely lighting on fire. The fans are going to be comfortable. It's perfect pulling weather.
Dave Edwards checking in from the YouTube channel, saying hello. Wahoo, and Mike, maybe you could get this one, but Wahoo Pirates.
I feel like you have more of an affinity when it comes to the linguistics than I do. You're more of the intellectual on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Robert Miner checking in. Hello from Niobrara, Nebraska. Cole Lundell checking in. Hello from Wakefield, Nebraska. I'm sure those guys are going to be showing up there this weekend in Ravenna. Hello from Lytle, Texas. Case Conover, thanks for checking in. Dallas Todd, always watching from Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Robert Miner, Wisner, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I think he's correcting me from earlier. So, yeah, I had that one on the 3-day. I knew that.
Yep.
Jeremy Kurtzadina, hello from St. Yabori, Nebraska. Good luck to all tractor pullers and pickup pullers from Nebraska this weekend, he says. Wim Cannell, kick the tires and light the fires.
No, Ron, yes. You got to say that one in your announcer voice. That's how we get it going. Or do we have to wait? Do you have to pay to hear that on Friday night?
You got to pay to hear it Friday night.
That's a live in person. You don't get that one on the podcast.
So, Wim, thanks for checking in. Zook Fukerberg, wish you could make Ravenna, but no way. Be lucky to make White right. Get to work.
That's a bummer. Lot of work has gone on into that tractor in the off season, and we knew that it was in. What did he say last time? It was in 8 pieces, but 8 big pieces or 8 pieces with a lot of little pieces in them or something like that. So we knew he was going to be
something to that effect. Yeah.
So, but that thing's it's going to be special when it does come back. So we're looking forward to that running right.
I'm just going to tell you right now, if Doug does not show up with that tractor at White Right, and I'm going to be there. Doug, don't even come talk to me if you come there. If you don't bring the tractor, no. All right? Don't even come talk to me. Keith Hammonds, Missouri slang. What's up?
Had a lot of awesome chit chat with Keith last week. Keith was sending me some really cool pictures, invited me up to his shop. He and I both got busy and weren't able to make connections, but he provided the Outlaw Facebook page with some really, really cool photographs and great content. And you know Keith's going to be there this summer. I mean, that's a name that you don't sleep on ever.
Yeah, I seen a picture of the new engine ready to go in, the Blaze the Greatest from Rolla Competition engines going in that truck. Be interesting to see what happens this year. That truck always pretty dominant in that pro.
He sent that to me, and he goes, "New bullet," and I go, "I like that." Yep.
Bryson 2112, what's up? What's up, Bryson? Thanks for checking in. Kevin Davis, see you guys this weekend. Yes, sir, Kevin. So that's right. I'm not kidding.
No, don't come as a fan. Come with it running.
Case Conover ready for White Right. We are too, brother. That is a great pull down there. Tim Dunkfall watching from Arlington, Nebraska. Thanks for checking in, Tim. Well, like we do throughout the season, we always invite promoters on the week of their event to try to get that last ditch pushed, to get more butts in the seats, build some more
what it's all about
around their event.
What it's all about.
We've seen the push on social media. I've been posting to some pages in and all around Ravenna. I've been hitting the Lincoln area stuff. I've been hitting the Kearney area stuff and Grand Island, Facebook social pages there. So trying to get some excitement, get some people. Because a lot of times you hear that, Mike, you hear, what? There's a tractor pull. I didn't hear about that. And, there's posters everywhere and it's everywhere on social media, but they still didn't hear about it. So that's who we're trying to make aware that these events are happening.
And no one, like Jason said earlier today, no one ever complains for over promotion. So that one last push, you get someone who's, I don't know, do I want to? Do I got to go haying this weekend? And they see it that one last time when they're scrolling on Facebook and they're like, load it up, boys. Let's go to the pool. So that's what we want. That's what we want.
The biggest thing as far as things they have to do this weekend could possibly be planting. I mean, that could possibly be a situation, but hopefully everybody can get put in some overtime this week. Tina Berger watching from Wilbur, Nebraska. Can't wait for Ravenna. We can't wait either, Tina. Thanks for checking in. So without further ado, we've got the man, Tim McKeown from Ravenna, Nebraska. He is standing by here. He's powdering his nose backstage.
Yep.
Getting ready. All right, Tim, here we come. Tim, how are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing fine. Doing great.
You look like you might be at the Anabar Park truck and tractor pulling track.
Yeah, I'm down here working again tonight. Me and about 5 other guys.
Working on the show last night. You said you were golfing.
Well, I had to make up for Friday night. So I'm going to be down here working.
So
golfing, pulling, working. We like it all.
Yeah, I think Friday, Saturday night, I think I'll be kind of busy.
Yeah.
I'm betting you will be too, Tim. Hopefully not for anything that's going wrong. You'll hopefully not putting out any fires because I think, crossing my fingers, and I'm almost afraid to say it, but it looks like the weather is, going to cooperate. I just said it. But
behave. The weather's going to behave.
Well, there might be a chance of a shower later on each evening, what they're talking now, but it's nothing that we can't fight through, I don't think. So we'll be fine.
Yeah, hopefully not that big mess that blew in last year. Wow, that was that blew in a hurry there and really stirred some things up. Was tearing roofs off of canopies and things like that. So hopefully nothing like that this year.
Well, your crow's nest that you set in, we're putting a roof on it right now tonight. We built a wood frame and put steel on top of that. So we're putting that on right now. The guys are. So we're trying to make some improvements and get things done this week.
So what are you doing in the way of track preparation, Tim? Have you got plenty of moisture in there, I'm assuming, with the rain that you had?
Oh, moisture ain't going to be a problem. I hate to even tell you this, but there's a few puddles on it right now.
Oh, wow. Okay. So what's the plan between now and Friday? Any plan to do anything to the track at all, or just leave it alone?
Well, we'll probably touch it till 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
And I hope we have a lot of sunshine to get that thing about as perfect as you can get.
Yeah, it looks like you got some sunshine behind you there, Tim. It's been sunny there today.
Yeah, it was raining till about noon today. Didn't amount to much, but now the sun's out and the wind's blowing, so it's going to be drying stuff out. It'll look really nice.
Okay.
And they're talking about 90 tomorrow, so
that'll help
dry stuff out. Yeah,
90 degrees, a little bit of a breeze, and sunshine. Heck yeah.
So, yeah, we're doing a lot of homework this week to get ready.
Keith's already got his notebook and he's taking soil comp and checking a line.
Well, we're not planting corn. We're gonna have a tractor pull.
Yeah, Keith Hammonds is out there the morning of watching what's going on with the track and watching it being built, and he heard you. He's watching and he saw something about the water puddles in the track, so he's curious where they are right now.
He will. I've been told he'll take notes and check firmness of soil and all throughout the day, and he'll build a game plan. So he's wanting the information now. He says Tuesday night, let's go ahead and start looking at it.
We'll pass on that one.
You'll have to hire somebody with a drone in Ravenna to go up there and take some.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. We'll have that road grader out here, and he's a professional. When he gets done, he'll have this thing looking great.
Good deal. Oh, that's
so.
Funny. That's
Don't get your drone out. Don't get your drone out. You know, we've had about 15 inches of rain up here in May.
Wow.
So
yeah.
We've done great up in this part of the country.
It seems like it's always something up there, Tim. Was it a couple of years back? You had some serious hail and wind up there. There was still.
That was 2 years. 2 years ago tonight. It broke the windshield. I lost rear and front windshield out of my vehicle 2 years ago because it hailed that big.
I remember talking to you, and the wind started picking up, and it started raining, and there was some hail, and then after we went off the air, I guess you had like some great big tennis ball size hail or something up there, but you could definitely see.
Yeah, it was aftermath. It was huge. It's huge.
So what's new this year for Ravenna? Anything new going on? I know that the start times are the same for both nights, 7 p.m.
Yeah, 7 and 7. And of course, you guys already talked about being loaded up here. We added small mods this year too because they've been asking. So we went ahead and did it. So we got 11 classes this year. You know, I'm hoping every class can be full, and I hope we can have a minimum of 110 polls.
Yeah,
minimum. I hope there's more than that. But we're looking. We want a big show. We've been advertising big, like you guys have been, and we just want a big crowd after what happened last year.
Yeah, I think
go ahead, Ron.
I think you're gonna have a good turnout. You know, there's been a lot of a lot of excitement around this event on the internet. Of course, you guys are kicking off our season. Big season of pulling, 40 events. You guys are numero uno. You're number one to kick it off here. So,
like I said last night, we're the Daytona of the tractor pullers.
Starting it off big, but he's right. You know, you've got what is it? 11 really good classes. 100 hooks, 110 hooks, 2-session show. People, and I've seen this happen at pulls before. When a local community gets robbed of their chance to go to a pull, kind of like what they did with like COVID, for example, they'll come back twice as big the next year because they realize, oh, we didn't get that last year. And it's a great opportunity for us too, because kicking it off with such a big pull, there's a lot of good energy around this. I think you're going to see a very tight crowd on both Friday and Saturday.
Well, I hope so. You know, there's a lot of other good pulls out there. Wisner does a good job in Rock Valley. They bring a lot of classes in too. So, you know, we're not quite there, but we're trying to get there. But we can do only what we can do.
Is there a big buzz in the community when you go into the gas stations and the coffee shops during this week? Does everyone kind of know that it's pull week and that's what they're talking about and they're gearing up for it?
Well, I don't make it to town a whole lot, but yeah, I mean, what I've seen, people are kind of geared up. Yeah, the farmers are. You know, they haven't got all their work done, but I hope they can take one night or both nights out to come see us.
Yeah, I hope you're right. And just to remind the pullers out there, the Outlaw app is open for Ravenna for entries. You know, there are some pullers that have signed up already, and it is open for entries right now. So,
do we have some lineups out already, or we have some registered drivers? Yeah, look at this live right here. You've got a couple of them. My light's not very good, but yeah, you can already see.
Yeah, check out.
I love this app. If anyone watching that doesn't have this app, this is something I push a lot. This is a big reason I started watching Outlaws a handful of years ago. This right here just takes your pulling experience to the next level. So yeah, Ravenna's up, and you can check on drivers that are already committed right now. And there's some good ones. There's some good ones already.
Look at the modified tractor class already. Yeah.
How many are in mod?
Well,
How many you got in modified already?
Only 4 signed up so far, but
they'll be there.
Sweet Pain, Thermal Thunder, the all-new Thermal Thunder, the Twisted Whip, Burn Users, Say Goodbye. There's a lot of power right there just in those first 4 that have signed up there.
So
they have all week.
Patches are coming down then. That's great.
Yeah, the new Turban is done.
Yeah, the new one. I know they redone it. So,
yeah, it's awesome. It is beautiful looking.
Hey, Mike, Parade Alley Fong, he says he doesn't have the app, but he does have a drink, Mikey. So
bring it on out anytime, man. Anytime. Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling. We will talk about it extensively well into the morning in the pits afterwards. If I can keep those hours. Ron's the one that keeps the late hours, but we'll enjoy something cold out of a frosted frog before the sunlight comes up.
Hey, he got it right here. Outlaw pulling means hardcore pull parties. Yep, sometimes, buddy. That is.
We have fun. We have fun, but we have great pulls too. I mean, it's all part of it. So
I've seen the sun come up a few times, Mike, at outlaw events. I'll just tell you that I've seen it.
When tomorrow becomes today.
I don't try to make a habit of that. Big Blank Sports watching from Inwood, Iowa. Who all's coming to Ravenna? Check in right now. Let us know if you're coming to Ravenna. It doesn't matter which day, both days. Just let us know you're coming. Thanks for everyone for checking in. But
we've got a Norfolk crew headed up there. My brother-in-law, he's like a big wig in welding over there in Norfolk, and he's about talked all his boys into taking them off early on Friday and bringing the whole crew out to Ravenna. So you'll see some of those CPI. I don't remember who they work for. It's SBI. SBI is what it is. They work for SBI out there, and they're bringing the crew up to go pulling on Friday and Saturday. So
cool.
If you can be there, be there.
That's a nice little trip, but hope they make her down.
Now, Tim, I know you have some camping areas there. It's kind of like part of the city park, right? It has
there's camping just right to the east of the track here. West of the track. There's probably about 10 spots. First come, first serve is the only thing. Yeah. We do have camping out east of town about 2 miles. We got a lake out there with about another 25 types of camping out there. You just have to call the Ravenna Chamber or the Ravenna, not the Chamber, but the City Hall. Call Ravenna City Hall, and you can set up a place to camp out there too if you want to. So there's quite a few spots if you need to do it.
So there are 10 spots there in the park that are full hookups, right?
Right. Yep.
Any primitive spots there in the parking spots there in the park or no?
Oh, I don't know if I trust primitive right now with all the people that are going to be around.
Well,
I run you over. But yeah,
I meant with folks. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. Folks that can, are self-contained in their RV,
no water, no electric, boondocking sites. Dry
well, there'll be room for that. There'll be room for that. But I thought you were talking about a tent. I don't know if I'd want to be in a tent.
No.
Yeah, they can. If they want to be that primitive, they can make it work.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
So what else is new besides the start time being at 7? Anything new to expect there besides 11 great classes of outlaw pulling, which that's pretty good on its own, I think.
Yeah.
I always figured, why try anything different when everything's been working for 30 years? So we don't try much new. I'm pretty simple guy. We all are out here, and we just try to do the same thing, and we try to do it as good as we can of what we do.
Okay. Any special
if that makes sense
at the concession stand there, Tim? Some places have pork chop on a stick or pork chop in a glove or
no, it's going to be
on the menu.
It's going to be pretty simple. I think they're having pork sandwiches at the one on the west side. On the east side, I think they're just going to have hamburgers. They make it pretty simple.
Okay. What's the drinking situation there? Do you sell alcohol? Can you bring alcohol?
Yeah, we sell alcohol. You can bring a cooler in, but you can't bring no nothing in with it. But you can buy the beer here, and the Ravenna Chamber does that. That's one of their bigger money makers of the year. So you can buy beer here.
Okay.
And of course, we got concessions. You can buy beer here. And that's about where we're at on all that.
That's a pretty handy way to do it. One of my least favorite things to do is, you go to a pull and you go buy 1 Coors or 2 Coors or whatever, and then you sit down and they're gone in 20 minutes and you're ready for another one, but you don't want to miss the action and you buy several. It's getting hot. So bring your cooler, buy your stuff for the night, sit down and be ready to go. That's a best of both worlds. And I think fans, that gets underappreciated, and fans like little details like that. That helps get them what they want when they're there.
Right. And then right now, Ron, I'm sitting on the west side over here talking to you guys, which you probably figured that out already. But right now, the trees are so big right now, I'm in the shade. It's going to be so comfortable. I mean, it's not like the sun's going to beat down on you. If you get here early, you can get on the west side and you're going to feel great.
Hey, Marty Samuelson is checking in, says, hi from Ravenna. Late getting here, had to fix 2 air conditioners. Says hi to Tim, keep up the great work. So Marty usually checks in and says he's been at the golf course, or he's at the golf course, but he always gives us a weather report for Ravenna. So we've been staying on top of that.
Yeah. Marty follows us pretty close.
Good deal.
Tim, how many years have you guys been having this pull?
Well, we've been doing the pulling for, Ravenna's always been doing it clear back in the 50s and 60s. And, at one time we've been with the Outlaws probably at least almost 30 years, almost as long as they've been in existence. And then we did have the bush pullers here back in probably the 80s. I got involved with it in the 90s. So we've been here. We've been pulling at this same facility probably at least almost 30 years. And everything that's here, the tractor pulls have done all the work. Built the bleachers, built everything. So we're pretty proud of what we got here.
Very cool. Very cool. Kevin Davis checking in, saying he's going to be there both days. I'm not sure who this is directed to. Jeff Lawless says, missed you at Neons. Sound like anybody you guys know, Jeff Lawless?
I don't.
Kurt Paulson, burn it first. What's he talking about? The hamburgers? I don't know. It's hard to find what they're actually talking about.
Yeah, sometimes they'll get, by the time you get to type in your comments and everything, we're on to a new subject by then. I'm still trying to figure out who was supposed to be at Neons. Were you supposed to be playing a show at Neons or something there, Ron? Were you some bar where you're singing your heart out?
No, I don't even know where that's at. I never heard of it. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah.
The booze, burn the booze. Sure. I don't know.
I like mine cold, but that's just 2 kinds of beers out there, hot beer and cold beer, and I'll drink them both.
You're German, European, they like it a little warm.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, Tim, what time do the gates open for spectators each night?
We're 2 hours ahead of time, 5 o'clock each day.
So 5 o'clock, 5 p.m., spectators can get in the gate, pick out their seats. So no early seat picking there in Ravenna.
No, I don't have the time to really do that. I just come to the gate, give us your cash, and that's the way we like it.
Yeah. What are the prices?
Get there early and you get the seat you want.
Yep.
Any specials for kids or anything like that? What's it cost a person to go pulling on Friday or Saturday in Ravenna?
5 and under's free, 12 and under's $5, and adults are $20. And we have not changed that price forever. We've kept it the same. And then if you want a 2-day pass, it's $30 for an adult.
Wow. Yeah.
That's a heck of a deal right there.
That really is. In today's world of pulling, if you're going to see 200 plus hooks for $30, I mean, you're not going to beat that. That's awesome.
So we just don't want to change it. We want a crowd, and that's the way we go about it. I've seen everybody raise their prices and people just throw their nose up in the air. We're not going to go do it, but we want people here.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Very good. You're inflation proof there in Ravenna, Nebraska as tractor pull.
Well, for right now it is.
All right, Tim. Hey, we'll let you get back to work, buddy. I know you got a lot of stuff to do. I know how this stuff goes. We will see you there Thursday as we.
Yeah, I'll kick you Thursday.
We have a lot of work to do and setting up and testing and such, but we'll let you get to work, and we're excited. Fans get in 5 o'clock each day. Show starts at 7 p.m. each day, Friday and Saturday. Ravenna, Nebraska, the big outlaw kickoff truck and tractor pull, 11 classes of outlaw pulling. Tim, thanks for coming on. We'll see you Friday, buddy.
You bet. You guys take care.
Thank you, sir.
Tim McKeown from Ravenna, Nebraska, out there working at the track. You hear the wind blowing a little bit there on his AirPods he was using, but
you always know you've got a great promoter when they're live streaming from the track. You know, that just sends the message of here's where we're at, here's where we're working. That to me, that gets me pumped up because it's like you can see it. It's right there, you know. So that sends a good message.
That happens a lot. Yep. There's a lot to do at a track. You know, some of the things you just take for granted, simple things like mowing the grass or bush hogging the pit area, you know, brush hogging the pit area, and things like that, you know, that need to be done. Repair stuff that may have been broken from last year. As he said, they're putting a roof on the announcer stand, the crow's nest, things like that. So never a shortage of things to do.
No.
At the track. So Charles Jones checking in says, awesome. We agree, Charles. And then Ron Stone, my dad, checking in from Hog Holler, Ohio. Says, have a good pull. Thanks, Pop. He's got a birthday.
I've always said you were just the Kentucky bit of Ohio, and now when I see a name like Hog Hollow, like that is, Kentucky just spilled into Ohio when it came to the Stone family, didn't it?
It's still part of the Appalachian Mountain area there in southern Ohio. It really is. It's considered Appalachia, and yeah, we don't call it a hollow there. We call it a holler.
That's a holler. That's a holler.
Yeah.
So many things.
It sounds. It's HOLLAR, but it's actually a hollow. Yeah.
That's great. I like that. Hog holler. That's too cool.
So Kurt. He changed. Let's see. He clarified what he was trying to say. The alcohol burn at the tractor first, then drink what's left. Different type of alcohol. Drink that alcohol.
That's like I used to see. You see on the back of tractors, I'd see, tractor powered by diesel, crew powered by alcohol, or something like that. You know, that used to be a common one we would see on the back of them.
So, Mike, now we had a little snafu last week.
Yeah, a kind of a kerfluffle, and that was, I'll own that. That was on me on the when the smoke clears, and as far as me getting stuff put in, I could throw my 5-year-old son under the bus and blame him. Hey, we were playing baseball last week, and he was doing great, and you guys know how that goes. So I was zipping and zooming, and I did not get the right people with the right videos. So we kind of talked about it earlier. Probably the best way to do this is we're just going to highlight last week's, this week's, everyone all at once. And, it's a 2-session pull at Ravenna, and it's pull week. So let's just double down on the amount of drivers for tonight. So we've got lots to get out. You want to roll right into that right now, Ron?
Yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely. So a couple of them, we're going to duel it up here. Both of these also are parent drivers. Each of these are drivers who also have kids of one way or another that are, I shouldn't say kids, but have children that pull with the Outlaws. So when the smoke clears, you'll be looking at 2 Outlaws and several vehicles this week. First one up, when the smoke clears, and I've got to scroll down. Now I'm the one trying to multitask, Ron. Yeah, it's easier when you're watching. When the smoke clears, the first one you're going to see, you're going to be looking at Karen Hopps. Karen, of course, is the mother to Justin Hoffman, who drives a light super stock tractor out there. When it comes to names, Ron, we've heard a lot of really, really ingenuitive, interesting, over-the-top names. But when it came to naming Karen's pulling vehicle, they kept it pretty straightforward. She calls her smoke blower there Tractor. Not the tractor or a tractor. She calls it Tractor. So let's talk about Tractor very quickly. And Karen Hoffman, she says, to answer some of these questions, Karen Hoffman is your featured puller. She calls her vehicle Tractor. It's a light limited pro stock. She's been pulling for 9 years. Her first hook was in Hawarden. Am I saying that right? Hawarden? Hawarden, Iowa in 2016. And she's got a lot. She had a lot of fun responding to me here. She had her most memorable hook. Said she had a couple most memorable hooks. 2018, pulling in her son's hometown memorial pull, the Jason Hoffman Memorial Pull. She placed second, and seeing her sons and husbands running out to me at the end of the track with tears in their eyes and seeing how proud they were of me, that meant more to me than how I placed. And I'm sure we can all understand that, doing it for your hometown crowd, doing it for your family. And then she says Wisner in 2019, placing sixth out of 30 tractors and making it into the pull-off, and Ravenna getting my first outlaw win. So a lot of great memories there for Karen. Her wildest ride was in 2017 at West Point. She made the mistake and turned the wheels while the front end was up in the air and laid old Tractor on its side. She says, I got my bell rung, and I was incoherent for a while, so I don't remember much about the ride, except don't ever turn the wheels when the front end is in the air. She said, I was afraid of doing it again, but the very next night I got back on the driver's seat. We see that. I see that in like mini rods and modified sometime. They'll get them up in the air and they'll start to go out of bounds. And when they've got them turned, they come down and the wheels will just pop off. I guess if you lay them down and it catches just right, you can imagine how that's going to lay a tractor over in a hurry. So I'm no driver, but I guess when they're in the air, point them straight would be what you learn there.
And a vehicle like a mini rod, they can literally put a stripe of tape, across the top of the steering wheel to show where they're centered at. And obviously they can probably see the front tires on a lot of the mini rods as well.
Yep.
On the heavy tractors like 8,500, 9,500, 10,000 pound, most of these tractors have power steering. So they're using a hydraulic setup. So that steering wheel is not going to be centered every time,
Right. It's
from one side to the other. So, you can't really do that. So you have to keep an eye on those wheels, or keep it steady. To keep it from steering one way or the other. So
that seems like great advice, but I know you've seen it and I've seen it. How many times you see a tractor going down the track and you can see them. It's drifting to the left, and they'll sit there and just phantom steer the whole way down. They never leave that steering wheel alone. You'll see those wheels do every which way because it's just, you can't not do it. It's how you drive. But that I guess that does happen, and she learned that lesson the hard way. But like she said, she jumped back on it. Points championship, she's got a couple of awards she's had out there at various organizations. In 2017, she was Rookie of the Year, and in 2018, she was points champion, and in 2019, second. She says this is all with the Nebraska Bush Pullers, but jumped over and has pulled with the Outlaws and finished 8th last year, obviously chasing and wanting one of those outlaw points pulling championships. Says her biggest hero is her husband, John, and her son, Justin, with their unlimited light super that they call Last One Standing. And it's an absolute awesome tractor. And the best pulling advice that she could give or has been given, don't be afraid to try something new. Just go out there and have fun and live in the moment. Her day job, she's an owner at John's Body Repair. Her pulling goals is to keep doing my best and having fun. She says the best part about being an outlaw, and we hear this every time, Ron, and I love it, the people we have met, the friendships made, and fans that keep coming and supporting the sport. She said the message to the fans is come and find us in the pits. We love meeting our fans and love it when kids want our autographs and to sit on the tractors. Where you can follow them on social media is at Hoffman Pulling Team on Facebook. So when the smoke clears, you'll see Tractor being steered by, or not steered, by Karen Hoffman. So really, really cool. She took her time. She had a lot to say. She gave us a big write-up. And, you hear so much father-son pulling teams. This is a mother-son pulling team. So all the lady drivers out there and all the mothers out there, be sure to support her this year. So really, really cool. But we're going to keep rolling with it.
Very cool. Very cool pulling family, Mike. And John pulls as well. Her husband, John, used to do the majority of the driving before Justin kind of stepped up and took over those driving duties. But we'll still see John get behind the wheel, here and there throughout the season too. So yeah, that's a pulling family. They all pull.
I love watching the last one standing tractor. I think I've said it on this show before. I'm just learning to trust Justin, but it's one of those that I hold my breath because I feel like he kind of walks the dog when he goes down the track and he puts that thing just on the edge and yet lays it out there just simple and clean every single time. And it's like, oh man, you make me nervous, but boy, you put on a good show. And you know what you're doing. So
you got to watch him in those post-pull interviews sometimes too, Mike. Just forewarning you, he's a bit of a wild card. Yeah. Justin is. Sometimes he'll throw something out there you're not expecting. So
is that one where you now keep in mind? I work with Jason Schultz full time, so this has been kind of so I am continually on my toes. So. The other individual, we're going to go to another family pulling here. We're going to shift over to a father-daughter pulling team to the Patriarch. I, as a rookie announcer, don't have the platform to introduce this gentleman. This is someone who, words come to mind: legend, leader, winner. Ron, when you hear the name Don Nelson, what jumps out to you?
He's a legend. He's been pulling since 1980. He's pulled all over the country, indoors, outdoors, all organizations. Great asset to the Outlaws to have Donald Nelson. But, I saw Donald pull when I was in high school, man. I was like 17 years old. Saw him at the Ohio State Fair in Columbus, Ohio when I was 16 or 17 years old. And I actually did a Legends video. I'm doing one this year too. Was for Donald last summer, and I pulled up a lot of footage, the old Diamond P footage you can find on YouTube and stuff from back in the day. But yeah, he started pulling in 1980, man. That's he's going into his 44th year.
Yeah, 44 years. Yeah. But no, I remember when the first time I saw the Texas bullwhip. It was at an outlaw pull. I was probably not even 12 years old yet, and I saw the twin Chevys hanging off the side, cross-mounted, with the Brent Long style alcohol motor in between them, and my jaw hit the floor. I thought that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. So we'll quit yapping. I'll quit, gushing. When the smoke clears, you're looking at a legend. I'm going to throw his hero card on the screen really quickly because there's one we just have to point out. Not only is he really good at driving a modified, he's really good at driving a lot of things. When you throw this up here, so you can see four vehicles that he'll jump in at any given point throughout the year. 2 modifieds, 2 two-wheel drive trucks. Of course, his daughter Mindy drives the little whip. They kind of share driving duties on that when need be. But most of our drivers up until now have had one vehicle. Here we had to put Mr. Nelson in the center so we could fit all 4 vehicles up there. An impressive feat in and of itself. So his bio reads and runs down like this. Your puller is Donald Nelson. His vehicle names are the Whippet, the Texas Bullwhip, the Twisted Whip, and then, of course, also Lil Whip when need be. His class, he pulls with the 2-wheel drives and the modified tractors. And right here, you nailed it, Ron. He has been pulling 44 years. His first hook was in 1980 in Taylor, Texas. And his most memorable hook was in 1988 when I pulled a modified tractor in the Astrodome and won the class. You ever watch a pull in the Astrodome, Ron?
Only on TV, buddy. Only on TV.
No. That
little Diamond Team Sports, Steve Evans, and yeah.
That's back when they would put on the mud races and the monster trucks and the 3-wheelers and the 4-wheelers and all of it all at once, and those big displays of power down there. So he won in the Astrodome. That's got to mean a lot to a Texas puller. Points championships, 10. No, now this is great. He says 10, I believe, as in I can't quite remember. He goes 10, I believe. I pulled with a lot of associations over the years, so just. I've got so many, it's somewhere up there. So that's.
I was sitting here doing some math, Mike, and in my head, if he pulled in 1980, this is his 45th year he's going into.
45 years. So that's
year, starting this weekend. Yeah.
That's pretty special. Says his biggest pulling hero is his dad. Say the name for me. Is it Garian? Is it Jarian or Garian? I know
I can't remember if it's Jarian or Garian, but
his father, who I believe we did lose this past pulling season, and I know Don had a very emotional big win in Wisner where he dedicated that, I think, to his father and said that was his said that was his hero. Says he was the one who got me started. Says his best pulling advice: throttle down and keep it straight. His day job, he is in the trucking and hay services. His pulling goals are simply to do his best and hopefully have a successful pull each time. And the best part about being an outlaw is the help that we get from fellow competitors and friends is awesome. The Outlaws always have great track builders that try to make it fair for all the competitors. That's an observation I made a couple of years ago when I just jumped on board and started watching. And one of the first things I said was the tracks in this association are very, very good. Something I think that in the whole world of pulling doesn't get talked about enough. Everyone wants to talk about vehicles and drivers and big shows, but I really like that Don appreciates the good tracks there. And I agree. I think the Outlaw tracks are excellent tracks through and through.
Yeah, Kevin Bauer is an excellent track builder, and anytime he is a sled operator at a given event, you're going to get the best track you can get out of what dirt you have there, that you call a track. Not all sled operators do that. A lot of sled operators just bring the sled and here it is. So, and not that it's expected of them, but Kevin, I think he gets on the grounds and takes a look at that track, and if it's not the way he wants it, he's chomping at the bit, find some equipment, and start getting to work on it. So a good track is essential, and of course we've got some great track builders, and of course you've got Ryan Boyson that helps Kevin, and he's learned a lot from Kevin on track building. Richard Morris jumps in there, and he's always has part in building the tracks. A lot of times you see that trio, you see Kevin and you see Richard and you see Ryan out there working on those tracks. So it's good that you noticed that, Mike, because
I think the tracks go a long ways, and that's something that a good association pays a lot of attention to. And like you said, with Kevin, we've got one of the best. We should do a When the Smoke Clears on him. That'd be fun to push it, to all facets of it. But Don says his message to the fans: thank you to all the fans from the different states we travel in. Their support means a lot to us. And where to follow on social media, and they've got a pretty good one. I check it out from time to time. The Texas Bullwhip Motorsports Facebook page. They're pretty active. They post quite a bit. They've got some good content. So when the smoke clears, you'll be looking at Don Nelson, one of the best of the best.
Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for doing that, Mike. And I agree. Just run them both tonight. I ran the session, the part on Donald last week. And I almost forgot it, to be honest with you. I was getting ready to sign off, and I was like, "Oh, I forgot."
And then the very next day, I throw up Karen's bio up there, and we're like, "Wait a minute!" So what we'll probably do, and if there are fans watching, I'll probably repost Karen's as well, and we'll probably just hit all that, and we'll just have a double down for this week and next week. Also, fans out there, pullers out there, if there's someone you want to see or if you're interested in doing this, you know, I'm trying to reach out to everyone, but just let us know. They're starting to roll in. We're gaining some traction. I just had another one message me tonight. It looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next 5 weeks are already lined up. And then 3 have committed and are getting their info back to us as we wait. So that's the next 2 months. We've got drivers lined up. Keep them coming because we love hearing this stuff about our drivers, and we love to highlight them any way we can.
Cole Lindahl is commenting, of course, on the Karen Hoffman pass at West Point you're talking about, where she laid the tractor over. So it was a scary run. First time seeing something like that happen in person, besides seeing it on, you know, wild wrecks and rides type of video. Fukerberg says Mike Galloway announced a few of those Houston pulls. I don't think I've seen those. I'm not doubting you, but I knew who Mike Galloway is. He was a United States Hot Rod Association announcer. He lives in Oklahoma now. When we were doing the Chickasha pull, he would show up to the Chickasha pull there every year. And I think actually Josh would let him get on the mic a little bit and announce. But if you go to YouTube, you'll watch this United States Hot Rod Association polls. You'll see Mike Galloway on there announcing those events. So that's who he's referring to. So good deal, man. We're right on schedule. It's 8 o'clock. You have another show coming up right after this, right?
Yep, right after this, and I do want to let people know, and you can kind of see how I'm dressed as a reflection of that. Green flags and tight chains, and as a matter of fact, a lot of what you'll see Mike Idle doing on social media, my focus is going to be really streamlined with the Outlaws going forward. So right after this, I always do green flags and tight chains, which up to this point has been the official live stream of the Beer Money Pulling Team Facebook page. I'll still jump on Beer Money Pulling Team. We'll still hit some of their content, but we're going to go through the Outlaw page, and we're going to make sure that everything on there, it's getting its ice cold hot takes discussed. And we're really going to be kind of all in and focused on the Outlaws. And that's, man, if I had 3 thumbs, I'd give it 3 thumbs up. So I'm very excited about that. So right after this, green flags and tight chains, and we're going to talk about Facebook.
Facebook. All right, buddy. Well, thanks for sitting in with me tonight. Thanks for doing your When the Smoke Clears. That's awesome spotlight you put on the pullers there. I'm sure they appreciate it, and we all appreciate it as fans as well. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you can't make it out this weekend to Ravenna, Nebraska, of course, we'll be live on the all-new Outlaw Pulling TV, outlawpulling.tv. You can go get your membership right now, or your subscription, I should say. You can either buy 1 show, you can buy 2 shows, buy the whole weekend, or you can buy a monthly subscription. Of course, that is your bargain right there, $39.95 for everything in the library from Ravenna till the end of the month, till you have a whole month's worth. So you can go back and watch them whenever you want, but it lasts for a month. So go to outlawpulling.tv right now and get that subscription started. And also, we are on what am I trying to say, Mike? Roku.
We're on Roku.
I almost said one of the others. I almost said Fubo, and it's like, no, that's not right. It's Roku.
The Fire Stick Steve or whatever it is. But I think we're going to be on Fire Stick soon. That's all my devices are Fire Stick on Amazon. I've been told that hopefully that's coming soon. I do have one Roku device. I downloaded it. It works perfect. I mean, it really does. It's not a headache. It's not a hassle. If you need help,
It's not,
I don't know.
and it's not on there as a choice when you pull it up. You have to search it first, then click on it to add it. Once you add it, it's already in your library to go back to.
Put in. I did learn this lesson the hard way, so or kind of whatever. When you search stuff, it'll start autofilling for you. So like the Full Pull Live, they've got one too. If you search Full Pull, like if you just type in Full Pull, it's going to suggest Full Pull Live because there's nothing else out there in the world of entertainment called Full Pull. If you just type in Outlaw, you're going to find about 117 Westerns. I mean, but now if you love Westerns, like we love Westerns too, but make sure you type in Outlaw Pulling, because if you just type in Outlaw, you're going to get 48 John Wayne movies. And, that's a bad thing.
What's your favorite Western, Mike?
True Grit.
True Grit. Mine's True Grit. Cowboys. Cowboys, John Wayne?
I like Tombstone, and I like
I
Lonesome
love
Dove
Tombstone,
as well. Lonesome Dove's a good one.
Love to. And the Zook Fukerberg has a word of advice. If you're having trouble getting Outlaw TV, just call Jason. We're gonna post his phone number,
100%,
number
absolutely.
here at the end of the podcast.
He does home
All right,
runs.
buddy. All right, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you this weekend, Ravenna, Nebraska, kicking off the 2024 season. Mike, you ready?
I'm fired up, Ron. I'll see you in 2 days. Let's do it.
All right. We'll see you then.
See you, Ron.
See y'all.
Dakota Deer to go yet, Julie Buck to go yet, Red Rock and Blaze of Glory. So the top 4 in points have not looked for the club yet over here on the Super Farm side.
Next modifying tractor coming up comes out of McAdoo, Texas, Cameron Nees. Cotton Candy, twin, blown, Hemis. 3,200 horsepower apiece.
I saw Cotton Candy getting interviewed by Iowa Public Broadcasting or whatever they call it, Iowa PBS at the Iowa State Fair, Ron, back there in the pits Wednesday during the fair.
Yeah, they do farming down there in McAdoo, Texas, but not for corn, not for soybeans. They're cotton farmers out of McAdoo, Texas. They have 2 machines. This is the Cotton Candy. They have a 2-wheel drive we'll see later called the High Cotton machine. Ken Vaney, Hemis on this one.
Coming up on the Super Farm side, the second tractor out of the Platte stable, Turbo Up. They are in the lead right now with a great area.
3 wins on the season. For Cameron Nees, he's currently number 4 in the point standings. Got to be 3.61. Cameron Nees says, hello, my fellow Texan, Mr. Nelson. I'm going to hang out up here with you for a little while. Looks like we may have a new leader. Had to be in the point standings right now. Calls it High Cotton.